As a fifth generation family farmer, why do you feel it's important to come to London today?
Well, I think it's very important to be here, stand up and be counted. At the end of the day, farming has been my career and my family's career for, 130 odd years. Now, in order to leave a legacy and go forward within farming, we have to have a total relief of that tax. There is no way any commercial arable farm, livestock farm, even a mixed farm, or even some of the smaller horticulture outfits could ever shoulder those debts. It would be a debt. Not many of us have a war chest that we can just reach into to pay those sort of taxes out, alone burdening the business with more expenditure on nothingness, and the fact that we've already bought and paid for this land many times over is nearly impossible.
Because with the £1 million relief in the tax, it doesn't just account for the land, it's also the buildings, it's also the machinery. I mean, a combine harvester's £500,000.
Exactly.
Crops in ground, things like that. So it's, by the time you add them all up, you soon become into a big debt bill with the inheritance tax.
And of course, as you say, the machinery and everything else, all the buildings, and like many farms, we've diversified our income. So we have other sources of income as well to support the agricultural side of the farm. However, these are now likely to be subject to the BPR as well, so that's 40% odd. And you've also got to remember, that soil and that countryside, what we look after and steward, we're just there for a short time, and it's only stewarded for the next generation. And if you can't have the next generation taking that on and moving forward, how can we ever hope to modernise it as an industry? At the end of the day, getting youngsters involved in farming, now we've got to incur them with a debt. Where's the encouragement? Where's the help? Where is government when we need it?
Good morning, it's November the 19th and we're just heading off to London for the Farmers Rally. If you're going to be there, I look forward to seeing you. Let's make farmers proud today and really support them. Remember, it's 5 a.m. and we are off. We are leaving the farm, ready to go to London for the peaceful rally. We have decided to leave early because of... Oh, my car's not there. We've decided to leave early so we do not get stuck in traffic and we make it in time. It is only a few hours away for us, but we all know what Dan's like. He likes to leave about 12 hours early to make sure he gets there. So yeah, we are leaving early. I'll let you know how it goes. I'm just getting my battery pack from the car so I can film my YouTube for you whilst I'm there to show you what goes on, because my phone dies very quickly when I am filming. So for those of you that don't know why I'm heading to London today, well, it's for a peaceful rally up in London. So where all farmers are congregating together to help back British farming. So there's a recent law that's come out which now introduces inheritance tax onto farms, and farmers cannot afford to pay this because they are very asset rich but cash poor. The 1 million inheritance tax relief doesn't really help because by the time you've got a house and a small pony paddock, that's what it adds up to. The inheritance tax is, not only the land, it's the machinery, the crop in store, crop in ground, buildings, etc. So the inheritance tax a farmer would have to pay would be enormous if someone was to pass away in the family. So farmers are a little bit, let's say some of them are quite angry. So I'm going up there to support farmers at a difficult time, especially when we've had such a bad harvest recently and the weather conditions have been so bad. So that is really why we're going. Because if you think a combine is about $500,000, so this is really difficult. If farmers have to pay tax on that, that's $500,000 gone already out of their 1 million allowance. And I think maybe because the figures are slightly wrong that the government have used, because they have used APR, not BPR as well, they needed to use both. It gets slightly complicated, but I'll explain all that later. Let's go to London and see what we will get up to at the rally. We've made it to London. We've managed to find our car parking space. However, it is now snowing and I brought my other coat, but I think I'm going to have to go for this really long one to keep me nice, dry, warm, because it is an outside sort of thing. So it's going to be freezing. Mum's got her all-in-one big suit, but it's the best thing ever when it's cold, so I don't blame her. And Dan's just come in his normal attire. It's 8 a.m, so we are in London. We are pretty early, but we're going to go find somewhere to have a drink, and then we're not too far away from where everything's happening, which is good news. So I got pictures. We're just walking outside the Canadian Embassy. We are on the way to the rally now. So this is where I spoke a few months ago. If you've been watching my YouTube journey, I spoke about the future of farming thanks to the EFFP. It was so amazing in there. So yeah, we are just on our way. We're about 10 minutes, and then when we get there, I'll show you what is there, see if there's any tractors. We are encouraging people not to take tractors, but there may be a few. This is the first tractor. Oh, over there. If I need Wi-Fi to upload a YouTube video, look. I see a tractor and a lot of people over there already. We've finally made it to watching the road.
The count of three. We're starting in this corner and all the way to Westminster. 1, 2, 3, go! Is that it? Anticipated. Actually means we don't think we can march to Parliament Square and back without causing. Don't boo me.
They know we're here.
Yeah, so with the children going to be leading it, what we're going to do is we're going to get the children safely round the back of these buildings to the far end for some photographs, so that people could see what we were trying to achieve here. But the numbers have totally outweighed our expectations. A lot of people have had to stay behind to look after animals, so we just need to think about them. Thank you to all this team here that's made this happen. Massive thanks to the Met for allowing this to happen and keeping everybody safe. Come on, you can do better than that. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I'm Ollie Harrison. I'm just an arable farmer from near Liverpool. I never thought one day I'd be stood here talking to so many farmers. My family has farmed in Tarbuck for 175 years, with me being the 5th generation, and James dreaming of being the 6th. He's slightly confused. It's a good job his hats fell over his eyes. Me and my father and my ancestors have worked tirelessly over them years to build a farm where it is today. But for now, I could be the last generation to produce food on that land. The government has taken the ability away for me to be able to pass the family farm on in a financially stable way for my 3 children. That makes me so angry, and I know I'm not the only one here today. This reckless budget has already cost some lives. Given that where we are today by the war memorials, someone's phone's ringing. Can we please just hold a minute's silence to remember those that aren't with us anymore? And why do we accept low prices? Why do we put up with low wages and long hours? Why do we risk the family home every day? Why do we put up with this weather? We actually ordered this today just to, so everyone felt at home. I'll tell you why. We farm for our children. We farm to feed the nation. We farm because it's in our blood. And we farm because we love it. No one does it for the money. There is none. I hope they heard that. Is today the beginning of the end for UK farming? Or is it the beginning of some direct action? We will not be taxed into bankruptcy. We will not be bribed with political rhetoric. Downing Street, if you can hear us, you need to fix this. You have to do this to feed the voters that trusted you. You have to do it for our children. And you have to do it for our grandchildren. Thank you.
What, 10, 20,000 of you that are here? I've not counted. More? I can't see the back, so yeah, it's a lot. We're here to demonstrate that the government have just got their numbers wrong on this. Very wrong. To demonstrate that family farms, the very foundation of our beautiful British countryside, will be lost forever. The investment will disappear. Our food security will be threatened, and our environment will undoubtedly suffer. Our countryside will end up being owned by the huge institutional and corporate investors that the APR was supposed to stop. I farm the same fields as my grandfather and father did, and I just want my children, Henry, who's here with me today.
Hello.
This is about these guys. It's this generation. It's their opportunity to farm that's been taken away.
The view we have from up here is unbelievable. And talk about emotional, I had tears in my eyes when I came up here about half an hour ago. Thank you so much for supporting us. We really appreciate it. But we will support you. I mean tons. And the idea was to highlight and bring food. The idea was to show the capital just how much value farmers have to the nation. The food that has been delivered here today from all of you, City Harvest is the food bank that we've been dealing with. One of the biggest food banks in London. They are overwhelmed with it. The produce behind this lorry is absolutely fantastic. We will put some figures out eventually on how much has been donated. But thank you so much for taking the time and the trouble to bring it down on coaches and trains. Absolutely massively appreciated by the people who will be distributed.
I'm here to tidy up the remnants. I haven't got a piece of paper. I haven't got a phone. My name's Martin Williams. I come from Herefordshire. I am a third generation farmer, and I'm very privileged to be able to stand here in front of you, having been a part of this group that have arranged this. I cannot believe how you have turned up. Thank you so, so much. Fantastic industry. Look at this mall. It is just fantastic to see so many people here. So can we have 3 cheers, please, for British agriculture and business? Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! Thank you very much. So, we have today got a host for the day, because we watched Newsnight the other night. I don't know if you did. And I rang Ollie and I said, gosh, that girl's really good. She's standing up for us. And her name happens to be Emily Sheffield. She was the editor of the London Standard. And we got in touch with her on last week after Newsnight, and we met last week, and she is willing to host for us today, because you can see we are not public speakers. All right. So I'd like to welcome Emily to the stage.
I could not have been more chuffed when these incredible men asked me to come and help out on stage today. And I think let's give all of them a right over there is number 11. And in that building is where they came up with a plan to kill off family farms. Rachel Reeves and her advisors are probably in there right now. So in a moment, we are going to count you in, and we are going to make them aware that you are here. Now, there's lots of children in the audience right now, and you know when your parents tell you to not make too much noise? Well, in a minute, you can make as much noise as you want. 1, 2, 3. British Willie, are we ready? Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
For 139 years, for 50,375 days, through 2 world wars, through family tragedy, through a COVID epidemic, my family turned up to produce food every single day.